Hello and welcome back to Understanding Crypto. My name is Herve, and every other day here we try to decipher cryptocurrency in the easiest way possible on the internet. We cover things from predictive analysis, research, and tutorials to help guide you through this treacherous marketplace. So if that's the type of content you find interest in, be sure to click that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you don't get to miss out on these value-packed videos. Now, I will leave timestamps down below so you can click to the part of the video that interests you the most. However, watching the video all the way through will go a long way to help you, and not only help you but also help the channel grow. So we will start with BTC. From BTC we shall go to BTC dominance, and after BTC dominance we will look at altcoin market, so total 3, and after total 3 we are going to be looking at Ethereum. After Ethereum we will also include ETH BTC from there, so that we see the relationship between Ethereum and Bitcoin, just so that we know if this thing is actually going to rally or perhaps it's just a shitcoin, as some people say on the internet. From there on out, we shall go to some of the coins that you left in my previous video. So every predictive analysis video, I will be including the coins that you left in the comments. And if you want your coin to be mentioned in the next predictive analysis video, leave it down in the comment. The most liked comments will get to feature in my next video. That way, it's not just like I'm taking random coins, it's coins that people actually find interesting. So BTC has finally reached our zone right here. If you remember from our other video, this zone here was the Trump wins zone. This zone here was the first stop, and around this zone right here was our extended topping out zone. After the extended top, that's where the analysis officially ends. Yeah, so it really just ended there, but it's analysis for this consolidation right here. So we had this low right here and a higher low that gave us this particular progression. The other day I was telling you that BTC actually needed to go to that 100k mark, because if it didn't go there, then there now becomes a chance that it comes back down like so. Alright, BTC went up there, and it's interesting how it flushed out everybody. So it took out the longs and took out the shorts around this region with this particular candle right here. Interesting. So our analysis for this particular consolidation, this big consolidation, ended right here. So the question is, what next? The problem is that BTC stopped at the 1.618. If you've been following along, you would know that usually the 1.618 brings price back down. It's uncertain if that is going to happen this time, but it's just a caution. It's just there to tell us that no matter what happens, just be aware that there could be a dump. Or if there is a dump, don't be surprised because you hit this particular level. So as we zoom out, there are some staggering numbers here, honestly, because if we use the trend-based fib, trend-based fib, we are taking from the bottom right here to the top to this particular lower high here. It gives you these levels right here. So you have 1.618, 2.618 in white. And if you take from the bottom, from the top to the bottom, so top to the bottom will be the one in yellow, it gives you these other levels right here. They are very close to each other. Okay, so after that, we also have the cup and handle pattern. Cup and handle pattern is just another pattern to, tell us where we are actually headed. Now, there are some crazy targets here. Currently, we are being blocked at the 1.618, but after that 1.618, we have the 2.618. That 2.618 is actually at 156,000. 3 fib level is at $176,000. Now, this actually would be the ideal zone for BTC to eventually come up to. So eventually BTC should come up to this zone. I say eventually because we don't really know if it's going to move down from here or it's just going to go straight up. But eventually we will want to see BTC at this particular level right here. So we are talking about an average of 165k. So the 4.618 to 4.764 gives us a zone somewhere around 263 to 273. This is the premium zone. This particular zone right here, this is the premium zone. Now, can BTC get there? Possibly. Yeah, possibly. It's really not impossible. It can get there. It can get there. But if we are talking about certainly this will be the certain zone. This zone at somewhere around 160-ish. This would be the zone that we can be more certain about. But BTC can get here. So the Fibonacci levels actually tell us that BTC can go even as high as 273K. Now, what's mind-boggling is the cup and handle pattern says that BTC could go as high as $350,000. Now, one could readily say that it's impossible, yeah? I mean, it cannot do that. However, if you try to measure how far that actually is from the bottom, you will see that it's not as huge as one would think. Well, that would actually be about a 21x from the bottom. 21x from the bottom. It's not so crazy, yeah? Given that even in the past cycle, you have about the same move to the upside. So in the past cycle, you had about a 20x from the bottom. So 21x from the bottom here is not so outlandish. Now, to be clear, we are not saying that it's going to go as high as 350. We are just saying that these are the three different ways that we can use to know where BTC could potentially go. And one of those ways is telling us that it could go to 350. For now, we don't know if that is possible. Perhaps as we continue to go higher, we will then be re-evaluating, and talk about it and see how possible that is. But for now, we do not know. It's important to note that even if it did go as high as that, it does not invalidate the Elliott wave movement to the upside. The whole idea of Elliott waves is just that the third wave must not be the shortest. And even if this fifth wave right here went as high as 350, which for now we do not know if it's going to happen, it will not invalidate the Elliott wave structure to the upside. So let's look at BTC dominance. I'm trying to keep the videos short because when I make videos too long, people don't really watch them. So I will be trying to keep the videos as short as possible. So this is BTC dominance, and it is clearly breaking down right here. It's unclear if it's just going to continue straight down, which honestly I can't be betting that it's just going to go straight down. Nothing goes straight down, as we would know. But if we do have a move back to the upside, still we have clearly broken trend right here. So even a move back up will surely be a retest of this resistance level right here, and that will still just be a good opportunity to perhaps buy into some coins. That zone would actually be somewhere around 58%. And from there on out, we should have another move to the downside. If we look at the monthly time frame, it really looks like it did in the past cycle. If you look at this candlestick pattern right here, the bearish engulfing candle, and you see that it's very similar to this one. This is a very simplistic way of seeing it anyway, of saying that this is similar to this, and so it's going to do like this. But well, they do repeat sometimes. So that's exactly just what is happening here. Soon we will be seeing that alt season. I'm expecting the alt season to start anytime between now and January. So we need to be prepared for that bull. Eventually, we should see BTC dominance come as low as the 40% zone. So we have a big rally still to come. Yeah, we still have a very, very big rally, particularly on altcoins to come. So for now, we are not there yet. Even if we do have a retracement, yeah, because I'm still suspecting that we will see some type of retracement. Even if we do have that retracement on altcoins and perhaps BTC, we still have a very big rally to come. And when that retracement comes, I'm thinking that a lot of people will think, okay, we topped out, that's it. No, I think there is still a very big rally to come, similar to this type of drop right here and similar to this type of drop right here on BTC dominance. When we do have this, say a similar drop here, altcoins are going to go absolutely wild. Now, I do have a bit of a concern though with this Bitcoin dominance thing. And that concern comes from the stochastic RSI. You would see that the stochastic right here is already undervalued. So that's a problem. If we even go to the daily time frame, it's the same situation. It's not to say that we can't dump with this thing being undervalued. I mean, we've also rallied with it being overvalued, but it's just something to keep an eye on. Anyway, let's go to total 3, so total crypto market cap for altcoins. We are going to total 3, not total 2, because we will look at Ethereum independently, yeah? So let's go here to total 3, the weekly time frame. It's basically looking like BTC as well. We have the cup and handle formation right there. And you would know, which this is something that I've been reminding all of us here on the channel, that this particular zone, this consolidation right here, I was always saying that it's very similar to this type of consolidation here. And you see what happened after this consolidation. This was 2020 heading into 2021. So by January 2021, we were already in the bull. And this was the bull right here. So this is the same type of thing that I believe is happening right now with Total 3. That's the altcoin market. And the Total 3 cup and handle formation shows us that this thing can go as high as about 2 trillion. That's for the cup and handle formation. For the Fibonacci, this thing is showing us that it can go as high as 2.5 trillion. And what you should note here, let's use the 3 Fib, because 3 Fib tends to be a problem as well, just as well as the 2.618. It forms some type of band between the 3 Fib and the 2.618. Okay, so if you compare it to the past cycle, you would notice that we top out around the 2.618, yeah? If we do the same analysis here, it would suggest that we go as high as the $2.5 trillion zone and extend even as high as the 2.8 trillion. It could even end up going as high as the $4 trillion zone. I am actually hesitant to believe that it could do that, but it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. If you take from the low right here to around the $2.5 trillion zone, which corresponds to the 2.618, it will give you a return of about 777%. However, in the last bull market, it went up by about a 40x. That's about 4,000%. You could argue that the market cap then was lower, but there's more money now as well. So yeah, I'm really thinking that it could end up, we could get a surprise right here, and this thing goes even as high as 4 trillion. However, as we continue to go to the upside, we will be updating, because we could still achieve the 4.618 zone for the total 3 or total crypto market cap for altcoins excluding Ethereum. Speaking of Ethereum, the so-called shitcoin, some people, I saw someone in my Discord group calling Ethereum a shitcoin because it's not moving. But I think many people are actually mistaken. People think that ETH is done. And I'm here to tell you that ETH has not even started. Now let's just quickly zoom in right here and see what could happen if ETH is to come back to the downside. So if ETH is to come back to the downside, the lowest zones that we can see right here are the $3,000 zone, approximately $3,020. The lowest from there is 2,730. That's like the absolute low. So we end up having a box type situation right here. So in this particular box right here, this is the lowest that we could actually see ETH go. Perhaps you have a wick to the downside, but this is the ideal zone if you are to have a move back to the downside. Now zoomed out, let's look at ETH zoomed out to see where it could possibly go. First, we know that ETH is in a cup and handle situation as well, just as well as BTC and as well as Total 3. So you have a cup and handle formation right here. You have the big cup here and you have the handle. After this handle, you should be going for the direction of this cup right here. And that's exactly where we get these targets to the upside. Now, according to Fibonacci, ETH could go as high as 11,000. That's actually the ideal target for Ethereum, according to Fibonacci. But it could go even as high as the 4.618. I say ideal for this 11,000 because that's the 2.618, and we all know that it's a very powerful level. You can see it in action here in the past. This right here is how the 2.618 took ETH from somewhere around 3,900 back to somewhere around $800, 850. Now, that's the same situation that I think will happen, but it could go even higher. Remember that the price increases is another factor. In the last cycle, Ethereum went up by about 57x. In the one before that, Ethereum went up by more than 200x. So we have a 57x here and about a 200x before that. So this time around, a 20x shouldn't be a big deal, yeah? Well, that 20x will mean that Ethereum goes up to somewhere around $19,000. We're talking about $19,200. We don't know if this is going to happen, but it is certainly a possible thing. Yeah, Ethereum can do that. However, if we are talking about the zone that we are most sure about, then we are talking about 11K. Would I be selling at 11K? I will have to make an update video when that time comes, but I am not very sure. Yeah, I'm not very sure. I'm going to want to capitalize on this move to the upside, except this happens somewhere around late next year or early 2026, which I don't believe is going to be the case. I think we are going to reach here in the next couple of months, and we're talking anywhere around 3 to 4 months. I think we will be here. So let's look at ETH BTC and see what's going on there. First off, let us make something clear here. So long as Ethereum is below 4,000 and approximately 4,200, it remains undervalued. So this particular zone right here is actually a resistance zone for Ethereum. Yeah. Now, if it is a resistance zone for ETH and ETH has not rallied at all, well, according to the chart, because this is just resistance for it to actually make the move to the upside for the alt season or bull market type situation, it means that all of this here is still just accumulation for Ethereum. Yeah, it's still just accumulation. And I think I even have a chart for Ethereum's, this is Ethereum's exchange balance. So as we can see here, Ethereum on exchanges has just been going to the downside. Whales are accumulating this thing. Yeah, whales are accumulating this thing. They are not wasting time. We don't have any uptick here. They are not actually, just marketing this thing. They are accumulating it. So we too must be ready for what is to come. Now, if we go to ETH BTC, we should see something interesting as well. On ETH BTC, it is quite literally at the bottom. So if this is at the bottom and Ethereum USDT is at resistance, then ETH will do some wonderful things in the next coming months. Yeah, ETH will do some wonderful things. Now, December is sometimes, we are mostly not as, bullish as November. People will sell off for Christmas, and some will even sell off for the New Year, and whales will sell off to go and frolic with some girls. So, well, I'm just trying to remind you that even if we have a dump, just know that it's some type of Christmas dump. It will most likely not be something that will last for a very long time. This chart right here suggests to me that ETH BTC has bottomed, and this is the progression to the upside that I am expecting for ETH BTC. Now, this move up by 71% and this move up by approximately 229%, that will be massive for ETH, because capital from BTC will essentially go to Ethereum. It will gain the spotlight and the attention. Okay, let's now look at some of the coins that you left in the other video. First coin was SUI. Let's look at SUI. Okay, SUI is relatively new project, so we don't have much data here, which is why you now see me with random lines and stuff. According to this chart, SUI should eventually go to $11 and even $12. Now, a quick reminder for any of these newer projects, especially those that launched in 2023 to 2022, essentially in this cycle, we can't really use charts to know how high they can go. I mean, we can get some levels, but we cannot know. it's more like charting Solana when it was at $2 or at $6. You wouldn't have known that there's no chart that could have suggested that Solana would go to $200. Yeah, so these levels here, just take them with a grain of salt. Don't think that this is the end for it. This thing could still maybe go to $500. Who knows? I'm just showing you what the charts are showing me. I'm not saying it's going to crash from here, because it may very well go far higher than this, but I'm just showing you what the charts are showing, what we can see for now. So that's what you must take from this analysis. According to Fibonacci, it should go as high as 5.2. That's the 2.618 right here, and 4.618 keeps us somewhere around $8 to $9. But the ultimate zone is this zone right here at 11 to 12. All right, let's go now to AAVE. AAVE, some of you left AAVE as well. AAVE, somebody actually left this in my Discord group. Okay, so the interesting thing about AAVE is this wave pattern right here. If we invert the chart like so, you should be able to see that as well. This starts to look now like an A, yes? So an A wave to the downside, B wave, C wave. That C wave right here is coming right into the 2.618. Now note that it's all going back to recover the high. So we bring back the chart like so, which is the regular chart. And you will now see this A wave to have been the first move. So the first wave of the altcoin season, the first wave that corrects the trend, that gives you the higher low. So you have this low here, you have this low here, you have another low here. This is basically a double bottom, but then this corrects the trend back to the upside, and then you have a higher low after that. Then you have a move to the upside like so, and it goes up to the 2.618 right there. It's uncertain if we are going to drop from there anyway, but if you zoom out, then the zones to the upside, you will get somewhere around $610 right here for AAVE. So yeah, that's the zone where if I held AAVE, I would like to, start distributing around this zone right here. The maximum that we can see on AAVE's chart is actually $1,000. Yeah, that's our own maximum for AAVE. Okay, let's go now to SEI. With SEI, let's see what's up with SEI. If we go here to the daily time frame, we get the formation to the downside, A, B, C, D, E, and then we have the corrective wave back up, same that we just saw with AAVE, and then we have this move up like so. Here with SEI, we are actually hitting the 1.618. Again, there could be a retracement from that. You'd need some very high volume to move through that easily. However, that's just short term, so whatever dump that we could have from that will just be short term. And longer term, or say for the alt season in the next coming months, which should be anywhere around 3 to 4 months, we should be going as high as the 2.618 right here, which means that SEI could go as high as $2.39 and even extending as high as $4 right there. Okay, let's go to the next one is Pixel. Okay, Pixel, let's look at Pixel. This one has a good chart as well. Okay, I think I sent somebody this chart in the Discord group or something. Was that on Telegram? No, it was on the Discord group. Okay, with Pixel, we have the 3-wave move to the downside. Yeah, 3-wave move to the downside. So we have the move to the downside like so, accumulation here, a move impulse, which is the A move. This move is important because it goes higher than this lower low right here. So this lower high, excuse me. So this is the lower high, lower than this one. This is lower than this one, and that maintains the downtrend. So we need a new higher high, and that's why going up to this particular level right here was important for Pixel. Now to the downside, this thing can come back as low as somewhere around 20 cents, somewhere around 20 cents to 19 cents. This is just the worst case scenario. Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to go there. Remember, I'm not saying it's going to go there, like it's just going to dump right there, but if it dumps, you could take advantage of that. Or if you're holding it, then you should just know that it's just a retest for another move back up. Now, eventually for this particular alt season, this thing can come back as high as 74 to 75, approximately 75 cents right there. And we could have another move up to somewhere around $1.40, $1.40, and even as high as $2.19. Note that this is a project that was launched in this particular cycle, so all of these levels may not matter, because it could maybe 50x. We don't know which one of them gets to do a 50x. That is something I lose sleep over. I don't know which one will do the 50x. So you may take profit on one coin and choose to hold another. The one that you took profit on does a 50 to 100x. For now, for this upcoming alt season, this thing should go up as high as this particular level here, but the most important zone for it to break will be the 75-cent zone right here. It will most likely come here, by the way. I'm not actually doubting it. It will most likely come back up here, just that it will be a big resistance zone for it. Gaming is not going to die. Some people think gaming is done. Some people even think NFTs are done. One of the lessons I've learned in crypto is nothing is ever really dead. They all come back. Really, except it's a rock pool, of course. But if it's something legit and they are building on it and stuff like that, it will most likely come back. I mean, I've seen even rock pools come back. Yeah. So that's it for Pixel. Those are the levels right there. This level at $1.40 will most likely be met as well. Most likely be met. Just that the 75-cent zone will be a strong zone of resistance for this Pixel thingy. Okay, as time goes by, if you would want me to be updating on these coins, you would have to leave a comment in my predictive analysis videos, and the most liked comments, I will make videos about them. So the next one is Aerodrome. Yeah, it should be Aerodrome. Okay, so let's look at AARO. Okay, this thing has been highly performant for the past couple of weeks, clearly, and it keeps going to the upside. Now, honestly, I can't really tell you if it's just going to dump from here or continue to the upside, but we can see that it has surpassed the 0.786 right there. So the next important zone of resistance perhaps will be the $3.78 zone. So it still has some long ways to go. However, just note that it can dump before going up there. Yeah, so it may not just go straight up from here, but that is just the level that I can see, and honestly, that's just all about it. It's a very young project as well, as I see. So yeah, somewhere around $3.78. We can also see the 2.618 at $5.88. I don't even know what this coin is all about or anything, but it has a very good double bottom type situation here, and it just clearly took off. Must have been some hype about it. Anyway, let's now look at Stratos. If it's going to come down here, then we can just use our trend-based, the Fibonacci retracement right here. And we take from here to here. Fibonacci retracement will give us the 0.786 at 54 cents. So this is the real zone right here. Now remember, I'm not saying it will do that, but that would just be a scenario for it. After that, we should see it going higher than this particular high right here at $1.95. It could still just go straight up from here. Yeah, but just technically speaking, it should have some type of retracement before we see that move to the upside. So if the charts remain true, this would be the projection for Stratos. We'd have a move that goes as high as $2.79 right there. After that, we should be expecting some type of retracement, then another move up to $4.78. And these are the possible zones that Stratos could follow. We are looking at $14.30 to somewhere around $25. We are not saying that it will happen, which is why we have the dotted lines here, but according to the chart, that is simply what we can see. Note that if it actually went up back like so, you now get a massive double bottom. So you'd get this. If I can prove that it goes as high as this level here, well, it cannot go up there without giving me candlesticks. Yeah, so what would that now mean for the macro chart? This is what that would mean, and maybe even higher than that. But we don't know if it's going to happen because, you know, it will strongly depend on the project's fundamentals, adoption and stuff. So that's basically it for Stratos. The next one we have is Arbitrum. Now Arbitrum is one that we have already covered on this channel. I talk about it quite a lot on Telegram. We had the 3-wave move to the downside. Yes, 1, 2, 3 consolidation. We had the same thing for Pixel as well. 1, 2, 3 consolidation, and then we had the big move to the upside. Now if you DC8 into your Arbitrum position, you should be in profits. Remember that I called Arbitrum somewhere around here. Showing that it's going to plummet down like so. However, my own idea for it plummeting was that it's going to go as low as $1.77 and 53 cents. We went as low as 42 cents, and then we started to consolidate, went back as high as 67. And then that was just a consolidatory period. In this consolidation right here, you don't know how many messages I got. I got so many people DMing me, tagging me in my videos. Oh, you said Arbitrum. Do you still believe Arbitrum will go up? Are you still in Arbitrum? I got so many messages like that, so many comments and stuff. But I don't really blame them, you know. But just that some people simply don't have the the stomach for crypto, but they want the gains from crypto. So this consolidation here was 92 days. Yeah, for 92 days, I got so many people asking me about Arbitrum all the time, like literally all the time. But anyway, Arbitrum did go back up like so, and what's important about it going up here is that it went higher than this lower high here from the third wave to the downside. Yeah, going back up like so and going higher than this particular zone proves to us that it is correcting the downtrend. So the entire downtrend here has been corrected by this particular move up like so. Note that it has a perfect double bottom scenario right here where this low didn't go lower than this one. So Arbitrum actually has a very good future. Okay, so what is next for Arbitrum? What's going to happen to Arbitrum? Well, the first zone that Arbitrum is going to find some significant resistance, we are talking somewhere around $1.50 to $1.66. Yeah, this particular zone right here, and even as it gets to the 0.786 right here, it will face some major challenges, but not that it's not going to go up. It is still going to go up, even if it has some type of challenges around this particular zone right here. It is still going to go even higher than that. From there on out, we shall see Arbitrum going to somewhere around $3.66 and potentially even $5. Now, above this all-time high right here, know that everybody will be in profits, and so there will be ups and downs a lot. And that's how it is in alt season. Not everybody gets to hold to the end. Not everybody does that. If you're always in profits, there's a very good chance that you'd be selling off a lot of the time. However, that's the projection for Arbitrum. We have the 2.618 that gives us $5.65, and the 4.764 to 4.618 at somewhere around $9. Now, I'm not saying that this will for sure happen, but we can be somewhat certain. I say somewhat because this is crypto. Everything can go to zero tomorrow. Nothing is guaranteed. But according to the charts, we could have a higher degree of certainty on the idea that Arbitrum will eventually come up to somewhere around $5. From the bottom right here, that will be about a 10x. Arbitrum will go far higher than that. But anyway, we will come back to it when the time comes. So the next one here is Portal. Let's look at Portal. What's going on with Portal? It's just another gaming coin like Pixel. Same chart. The first zone that we'll be expecting here will be somewhere around $2.26. $2.26 to $1.82. So we can have another zone right here. We can have a zone right here. These are the most important zones. Yeah, I'm not saying that we are not going to have some type of dump before this level. It's never just straight up, but this will be the important zone for Portal. After this zone right here, then we can be expecting these other levels to the upside, and the first one right there is somewhere around $4, and after that we have $7. I'd be more optimistic about the $4 to $7 zone happening on Portal than the $12 zone, even though that too is possible. Remember, we have not started the bull market yet for these things. We have not started, and even right here, if we look at the type of move to the downside, we have the first move down, second move down, and the third move down, consolidation like we saw on Arbitrum, and then a move back up like so. This move back up here goes higher, and this is very important, folks. If you have any coin, go to the daily time frame and just look to see if it went higher than this lower high right here. If it did that, you are in a safe, I would not really say safe, because nothing is safe in crypto, but when I say safe, perhaps understand that I mean not so risky position for your holding. So that would be it for Portal. This would be my expectation for this thing. This is still just the wave one. We've had the consolidation here, and I don't think it's just going to crash horrendously, and the consolidation there was really long. It shows that some people were actually buying this thing. If we take from the bottom right here to the top, we use the 0.382 for very strong trends. We can also use the 0.236 and even the 5 right there. 0.382 keeps you at somewhere around 44 cents. 0.5 keeps you at 40 cents. So if you wanted to buy this thing, then you would be better placed to buy it at somewhere around 40 to 36. 36 being the best and 40 being the okay zone. Yeah, that would be it for Portal. So to the upside, we can expect this thing to go as high as the $2. That's $1.82 to $2.26. That will be a strong zone of resistance. The maximum zones to the downside are somewhere around 40 to 36 cents, and to the upside, we are looking at somewhere around $1.82 to $2.26. That will be some resistance. After that, this thing will then proceed to go up to somewhere around $4. All right, CRV. Let's look at CRV and what's going on there. Okay, CRV is currently at $1.18. Ideally, I would want CRV to go back even higher than this. Even though CRV hit the 1.618 right here, after 1.618, what do we expect? We expect CRV to come back to somewhere around 0.786. Now that would be a nasty drop. It would mean that CRV comes back to 72 cents. But we don't know if it's going to do that. Yeah, this is the zoomed in time frame. Ideally, I would really like it if CRV could come as high as the $2 zone right here. This would be a very good zone for CRV to come back to, because it would mean that CRV completely corrected this downtrend in this channel right here. Even though just by going higher than this lower high here, it corrected it, but going up to this 2.618 right here would mean a very strong trend for CRV. So I would have loved if CRV can come as high as this particular zone right here. So on the macro, what do we have for CRV? So for CRV, we could see this thing go as high as the $5 zone. Yes, very true. CRV can go as high as the $5 zone, and even as high as the $10 zone. What's up with this thing? Interesting. What's up with this thing? Even as high as the $10 zone. I've been seeing people on Twitter. It seems like some people are doing some type of farming and they are making a lot of money using CRV. So it then just skyrocketed to the upside. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for CRV. We will be expecting this thing to come even as high as $5, and from there on out, if we get another request, then we will be sure to update. But on the macro, this would be the zone that CRV will eventually come up to. So even from here, CRV can do somewhere around a 4 to 5x. Okay, let's look at ICP. This is a coin that everybody has been calling a scam. I don't know why people just keep calling ICP a scam. I don't think it's a scam. This thing has easily the biggest team in cryptocurrency. Well, you could argue that they are a team of scammers. So being a team doesn't mean that, or say being a big team doesn't mean that you are not thieves. But I don't think they are. I think they're actually working well on this thing. I've looked at some reports about their project. Now, ICP is actually forming a good cup and handle formation thingy right here. If you can see right here, you would notice the big cup and handle. Now that cup and handle already gives you more than $100 per ICP. The Fibonacci move to the upside would suggest that ICP goes as high as $45, and I'd be very certain that ICP will go to $45. That's I'm very sure about this one. But again, it's cryptocurrency, so I can't really be sure. You know, if I tell you that I'm sure, just know that I'm saying I'm not too unsure. Okay, so ICP should go as high as the 2.618 right here, which corresponds to $45. And after that, we should see ICP go as high as $78 to $80. But the cup and handle formation right here will give you somewhere in between the $78 zone to somewhere around $119. So this would be the ultimate target zone for ICP. If you hold ICP, you have to maybe comment in the video when that thing does go here so that we can make an update about this, because that could be the top. We are not saying that it will be the top. We don't know if it goes the next month, and we still have about another 8 months of the bull run. Maybe that wouldn't have been the top. So we will have to update another time for this. But for now, this is the projection for ICP. Here, the best zone to actually enter this thing is way down at $10 actually. Yeah, the best zone to enter this thing will be way down at $10. Why are they showing me that they should be retracing? Why are all of them showing me that there should be a retracement? Interesting. Let's look at Solana. Okay, so Sol has an interesting story. Sol is telling us that it's had some 3 waves to the upside. If we invert the chart like so, you should be able to see the waves to the downside in this case. And after these 3 waves, there usually is a rebound back to the upside. In this case, would mean that Sol goes back to somewhere around $84. We don't know for certain if that's going to happen. Why are they all showing me a possible retracement coming? I mean, CRV was at the 1.618. They are all showing that. But know that there comes a time in the bull market that we keep going up. We don't stop. That time will come. If at all, this is not that time. That time will come. So we have to be very careful as we deal with these things. Eventually, what are the highest targets for Solana? Now, Solana is one that I've talked about for a very long time. We mentioned Solana at $21. Yes, $21. We talked about Solana, and I told you that if you were interested in buying Sol, that was a good time. I even spoke about it somewhere around $17 as well. Yeah, the SEC came and said, oh, this thing is a security. And I think that was somewhere around here. when I was talking about this thing. I missed it at $8, and I was actually I wasn't a Solana bull at this particular region because most of their developers left the chain. I mean, why would I be investing in a chain whose developers are running away from it? I mean, that's just common sense, yeah? But lo and behold, Solana went back up and keeps going up. But I spoke about it somewhere around $17 and somewhere around $21. And well, it's been going up since then. My maximum targets for Sol, at least for now, are somewhere around $600, $661 as I can see from here, and ultimately I see Solana going to $1,000. Interestingly, Sol to ETH, if you look at Sol to ETH, you will see that Sol is actually dumping on its ETH pair. Sol whales were buying Ethereum around here, and all of this big rally on Sol to ETH is most likely going to go to ETH, at least some of it. I would actually assume that some of that money comes out of Sol and goes to Ethereum, but we will see how that works out as we continue. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching, and if you have some coins you'd want me to include in the next video, leave them in the comments. I will be sure to do that with the coins that have been liked the most. That way it's interesting for everybody. The S&P continues to move to the upside. We have been suggesting this thing for a very long time. It's getting very close to the 2.618 right here, but it's already at $6,000. We suggested this thing at $3,800, and from there on out it has been moving straight to the upside. 3,900, sorry. And now it's about 53% up since we forecasted this thing. Alrighty, folks, thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next one, but until then, stay safe.